Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Rants About Tech Live for Friday, January 3rd, 2025. God, it feels weird. I haven't gotten used to saying 2025 yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I see a lot of people from the membership in the chat today, so thank you for joining me. I hope you guys had a good holiday, Christmas, New Year. I hope you guys are bringing in the New Year's with some good New Year's resolutions. So a lot of people jogging, even though it was freezing cold out, snowing. Good resolutions, though. Get yourself active. Do whatever you got to do to get yourself right. I appreciate everyone, again, like I said, joining me this morning. We're going to get to some member shout-outs real quick here. Let's see who we got in the chat. I changed up the chat a little bit this morning. So I got it on a different side. So I'm trying some different things here. New buttons, different situations, different setup for the new year. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. So let's get the air horns going. What we got here? We got my brother Larry Goodman in the chat today. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. We got Mr. Media in here. Appreciate you joining me for the day. Good Happy New Year to you guys. CJ as well, coming straight from Japan. Appreciate you joining me today. And anybody else that's in the chat that I haven't seen actually in the chat. Rock, what's going on? Good morning. Good to see you. Get the air horns going for the Rock. So a few things I want to talk about today. I definitely want to get to Reddit. And YouTube, just see what kind of new videos has come out since the new year has started. But first and foremost, is there any big news? Any big news? I got some big news while I was gone that a friend of the channel, Jay, got the Note Max secured. I'm not sure if it's on its way. I don't think he's got it yet, but he secured it. He secured the Note Max, so he should be getting that shortly. And we'll get some feedback on what that's like. I'm really concerned about the screen. That's what I want to know. So I'm really concerned about the screen. See if the screen brightness is what I'm really interested in. There's been a lot of people talking about the Kit video, so I want to take a look at that. The Rock says halfway through Kit's video on the Note Max, it's a long board. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? We won't do that on the live then. Catch me up on the finer points, Rock. I just found out about the video last night when I got back. So it should be cool. Who else we got here? Oh yeah, Brian. Brian, good morning. Good morning from New Jersey. Get the air horns going for Brian. Good morning, Brian. How's it going? So like I said, so Jay should have the Note Max sometime soon. But that brings me to a question though. Like, I'm really like, you know what? Before we even get into that, let's get to the promos. Before we even hop into the real serious news here. We got a few new members, so let's go ahead and shout those new members out real quick. Let's take a look at that. I definitely noticed that we're growing in member size. So for everyone, I thank you. A lot of that's due to Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike goes ham every now and again. Sometimes he just starts throwing out membership subs, but you know, that's a thing. But beyond the Mr. Mike's generosity, we've been getting quite a few subs, so I appreciate everyone joining the membership. I hope you're getting some value from their membership. I definitely get some value by having the people in the membership giving feedback from the members only polls. And let's go ahead and take a look here, see what we got. I want to just acknowledge the new members we got, because we got a few. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so as far as the new members, we have Clarence Martin. He's a new member, just joined us. Yaz, Lestari. I had to sound it out, but I hope we got there. I have it on good faith that that's Lau in the chat. So Lau, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you. King was one of the people that got gifted. So I appreciate you joining us, King. Thank you, and I appreciate you being here. We just got the resubs that going there, but yeah, so those are the new members that we got. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining the crew. And like I said, I hope you guys are getting some value from the membership, especially the lives that I do. I put a lot of information out on the lives that I need to start taking some of this stuff and just making videos out of it. It's really good stuff, especially when I get like interaction from the chat and the people watching the live. So it gets good, and a lot of good conversation gets had. A lot of good ideas get tossed around. So I appreciate that. All right, so now that that's out of the way, more promos, more bills to pay. If you don't like I just got done talking about the membership, right? But if you don't want to do a membership and you're like, I want to support the channel, I like this guy's live, I like the videos he puts out, I'm digging the vibe. We have ways. So you could join the people who are like supporting the channel. Buy a t-shirt. One-time purchase, buy a t-shirt. Support the channel that way. That's awesome. We love that and encourage that. There's other items there as well. Take a look. Speaking of which, we have more nibs on the site. So we've got more nibs on the site now for anyone that's looking into getting ceramic nibs. I think there's one more on the site, but I do have some more in now. I just got to get that number updated. So we do have more ceramic nibs in. What else do we have? We got the black t-shirts. So we got the black t-shirts. I think I put a picture up on. I did put a picture up on the Discord last night. So if you're a member and you want to see what that looks like, go check out the Discord. It's in there in the multimedia section. Yeah, so black t-shirts, more nibs in the store. So you guys go check that out. Good ways to support the channel. That's at that's at rantsaboutTech.com. What else we got here? And we also have obviously the supers that get tossed around in the chats. We also have like I just mentioned, the Discord server. So if you are a member or just someone who's adamant about joining the small group we're building over there on Discord, the promo code is, or not the promo code, but the invite code is in the member post. So check that out if you're a member and you want to join the Discord. You all should. It's fun. We're having fun over there. We're having fun posting good information. And Rants About Tech subreddit coming after CES. We're going to get that situated. I contacted my domain provider and I was like, listen, if we don't get this situated in the next few days, I'm leaving. I'm taking my store. I'm going elsewhere. But anyway, CES also. CES is coming up. So just like I just mentioned, I'll be at CES next week. It's going to be a good time. Get subbed if you like live CES content, because I'm going to be bringing it. Get subbed if you want to see interesting eInk stuff at CES. I'm going to find it wherever it's at. We're gonna sniff it out like the FBI dogs. Yes. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be there for that. So get subbed if you want to see CES news brought to you by yours truly. Yeah. And that's all for the promotions there. All right. So the first thing I wanted to talk about as far as news goes, actually, before we even get started into that, is there any big news that you guys want to tell me about? This is the chat's turn. Matter of fact, let's go to the chat real quick. And if there's any big news happening that I don't know about, and you're like, listen, he hasn't mentioned this, and I know that if he knew this, he'd be talking about it. Let's hear it. I'm here for it all. I'm here for it. Let's get to the chat real quick. Like I said, let's check out. I tried the email that I used for the YouTube. It is not the same email that I used for Discord. Oh, okay. Cool. I'll get you an invite, brother, to the Discord. The Rock says, good morning. Half a sec lag between the sound and the video here. Is that for me? Is that for everybody right there? Is there a half a second lag? Because we can fix that. Let me know in the chat. Halfway through Kit's video, okay, we got that from The Rock. Switch to your stream after the first hour or ghost talk. Oh, yes. I'm telling you, we gotta get the ghosting demonstration. That's one of the demonstrations. We're doing 2 demonstrations today. 2 demonstrations today for the stream. One demonstration is going to be the ghosting situation that everyone's talking about, because listen, we're putting the end to that today on stream. We're putting the end to the ghosting question. Is the Carter 1300 worse at ghosting? Is it just the Manta? Is the Carter 1200 better than the 1300? Is the 1100, aka HD, better than the 1200? We're answering those questions today. We're answering them. We're getting into them. We're answering all of them. So stay put. Oh, so lag is present. Okay. All right. Let's check it out. Okay. All right. Let me check out the sound here. I'm gonna be right back on. I'll be right back. Oh, did that work? It didn't work. My bad, you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is do this while I got this on here, because it for some reason won't let me adjust my microphone unless I'm right here. So we're going to put a delay on there. At least I think that's what's happening right here. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, we got it. I think I found it. Be right back. All right, you guys, I cannot fix this delay to save my life right now. I will take suggestions, but until then, if it's not too bad, we'll continue on. If it's bad, we will not continue on. Now, you guys let me know. Maybe I'm missing a setting. Maybe I'm missing the setting, but I don't think so. I don't think I'm missing a setting, but I'm checking it out now. Oh no, that's not it. Oh boy. All right, so if it's not too bad, we'll continue, you guys. Or like I said, if someone can tell me where a setting is in OBS to change this, because I looked and I didn't find it in the normal settings there, and I'm pretty sure I've set it up before, because we had this problem like at the beginning of me doing the stream. All right, let's check this one setting right here real quick, you guys. It's not bad. Are you sure? I don't want to be distracting. I know sound is everything when you're doing a stream. I just don't know. I know there's a setting here that sets a delay. I'm just not finding it for whatever reason. Oh, and it's so annoying. Okay, we'll find it. All right. If it's not too bad, we'll continue on. All right. We'll just continue. What we'll do is I'll fix it. If someone knows exactly what the delay is, you let me know and we'll get right to it. But until then, we'll continue on. All right. So the first thing I wanted to get to was where we at here? Was the max. So I wanted to talk about the max. Like I said, Jay's supposed to be getting the max, and I really want to see what he has to say about it. It's not quite okay. Oh, it is quite okay. Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I appreciate that. All right, so we'll continue on. The first thing is the Note Max. So I want to talk about the Note Max and what people thought about the rollout of the Note Max. For me, it's super confusing, and I don't really want to get into something that's super confusing. Like, I want to wait until a normal rollout happens to put an order in for one, right? I mean, there's like I don't think there's an American seller that's selling them right now, if I'm not mistaken. And along with that, along with there not being like any like American sellers selling them, you got to go through a lot to get these things. So I'm just wondering, is it me from the outside looking into the situation thinking that it's a little bit odd how they're rolling it out? I mean, this is definitely not how Onyx rolled out the Note Air 4C. I mean, this is not even how they rolled out the 10.3. So this is definitely different. how they're rolling this particular item out to where it's available at some sellers, not available at others. I don't even think it's available on their own site. Let's check it out. Oh no, it is out. So you can buy them. Oh, you can buy it. Okay. So it's pre-order. So all right, let's put one in the cart. Let's put one in the cart. I was like surprised that they was on order. I was under the assumption you couldn't order them just yet. Let's go to the cart. All right. Proceed to checkout. Oh, look at this. Do you guys see this? Check this out. And this is one of the things I want to talk about as well. You see that? I am 100% uninstalling that honey plugin. I am 100% uninstalling that honey plugin. Yeah, we're just seeing it on the site now. I didn't know that. I've been like MIA for the last 2 days. But good morning, Doc. Good morning, Doc. We're just getting into the Note Max news right here. After some delays. But the thing is, well, let's just take a look. Oh yeah, the honey thing. We're gonna talk about that honey thing right here that popped up on the screen. So this honey thing that popped up. I don't know if you guys heard about the scandal with the honey, but we got to talk about it. So it's a browser plugin that supposedly saves you money, but really doesn't. So we'll talk about that. But the Note Max, yeah, let's check it out. Although this at the same time, I do save a lot of money with the Capital One thing. So, take that for what it's worth. But let's see what the shipping date says here. It's calculated at next step. So you got to buy it before you get the shipping date. That's crazy. That's a little odd. Is it just me, or is that a little odd? I think that's a little odd that you would not tell people when it ships until. Does anyone know when it's shipping? Has anyone bought one of these things recently to know when it's shipping? I've been under the assumption you couldn't buy it right now. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, Doc. We're definitely gonna get into that story. Lau says the Note Max sounds almost rushed. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm. And when I think about it, I look back at the Note Air 4C. It clearly was rushed. That the software wasn't ready for that. The software. I mean, is it ready yet? But I know it wasn't ready. And it sounds like the same thing is going on with the Note Max. And by the way, I'm still not certain on this screen. Like we don't have there's nothing. Is there a side by side that we can look at and be like, okay, there's definitive proof that it's brighter or as bright as the 10.3? Do we have that yet? Because I don't think we do. Brian says I was able to place an order yesterday. It says 2 to 7 days. That's not bad. That's not bad. It feels weird, but that's not bad. I was thinking more like they were going to be like, oh, it's going to be in 30 days, 3 weeks, something like that. But 2 to 7 days is good. I think Kit showed the Max had a slightly darker screen, says Dr. Ling. And that's the thing. That's one of those things that I wanted to, that I was most interested in. Because we looked on Reddit on a live and people were like, oh no, it's just bad lighting. I'm like, that screen looks a bit darker. We know why, right? Yeah, the bezel's being different colors, but I'm gonna tell you right now that is a Carter 1300 screen. $692 with taxes if it was bought. Okay. We're gonna get into why the Note Max screen is darker. I figured that out last night. I haven't had sleep in like 24 hours. I figured it out late last night though. I couldn't go to sleep until I figured it out. We're gonna take a look at it. So basically what we have here is a test of ghosting on screens. Where I don't even know where we at in this thing right here. Let's check it out. Oh, we haven't hit the Reddit or the we haven't hit the Reddit or the YouTubes yet. But we did hit the Note Max Botched. So we might as well just roll right into it. BSR looks half baked, says Doc. I'm telling you right now, I don't think that device was going to have BSR. I think it was going to be the Go 13.3 at one point. They tried to throw the software on there and was like, listen, we can't run widgets without the BSR. And they're like, okay, screw it. We're going to throw BSR in there. It wouldn't surprise me if it was half baked. That wouldn't surprise me. But let's look at this, though. I will say this, though. BSR or not, it's from my testing, and I'm going to do a full video expounding on this idea we're going to talk about here today. It's my opinion right now that the Carter 1300 panels are severely flawed. They're just flawed. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know. I don't know enough about the technology to say what the reason is. But the Carter 1300 panels are flawed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an idea that we found on Reddit the other day. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what was done. All right. So we're gonna take a look here at what was done on Reddit the other day by a brave soul who noticed a phenomenon that I've noticed many a time over, but just I didn't think anything of it. I thought something of it one time, and I said it on a video one time. I said, I wonder if the whites and the blacks of the pigment in eInk panels are different based on how much you pay for the panel. Like, are there varying degrees of white and varying degrees of black? And the higher end panels get the whitest of the white and the blackest of the black. And the cheaper panels get not so black, not so white, right? So that was one of my questions I asked in a video I made a while back. And because I kept noticing that same phenomenon that was brought up on Reddit. And I'm not sure, you know what? Let's see if we can find this gentleman's name on Reddit real quick. Where I really got the idea from. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna do a Reddit search. Why am I searching Reddit? I don't know. I should just go on Google and search, but I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's do it. All right. What we're gonna do is, let's see. We were looking at Supernote, Manta. And we were looking at ghosting. All right, and this gentleman was doing he made an asterisk and he started spinning it. Maybe we can past week. All right, here we go. I think this is it right here. All right, this is not it right here, but this will do. All right, so this is just a picture showing that right there. What I'm going to do, The gentleman had a video up and he was spinning an asterisk on the screen. I'm gonna just demonstrate that real quick since we can't find the video. So what happened is, yeah, I definitely will speak with the eInk Corp if I see them at CES. I'm trying to corner somebody at CES. I haven't seen anything saying they're going to be there, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be there. All right, so this is what happened right here. This person drew. We'll use the thicker thing right here. They drew one of these deals right here, right? And they basically selected it, and they selected it. See, listen, chat. I'm going to say something right now that I was not going to say today. I was going to give it another week till I got back from CES and then say this if I felt the same way. Because you know how sometimes you feel a certain way and you're like, okay, let me give myself some time. I may not feel that way tomorrow. I've been feeling like this for numerous days. Brian said he checked eInk Corporation will be at CES. I'm cornering somebody. You can guarantee I'm cornholing somebody. That's a fact. So I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it because I dealt with it so much last night. And it makes me sad to say this. The Manta is not living up to the hype, bro. It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not. Now, there's lots of reasons why. I mean, we're about to hit on one right now. And this is not, the thing we're about to do right now is not really a fault of the Manta. But what is a fault of the Manta that is starting to like irk me and make me feel away is the sluggishness. I can rely on the Nomad like clockwork. It's muscle memory with the Nomad. Just I'm not going to do anything serious right now with the Nomad, but I do want to just. So when I select something with the Nomad, this is I'm going to draw the same thing here. I'm going to draw the same thing. You see how instant that is? I've come to expect that almost instant response from selecting something. I've come to expect that. Okay, that wasn't bad. That was a bad chat. But that right there is the exception with my experience with the Nomad. Because before I did that, I circled it to circle it, or I selected it to circle it like I was just going to demonstrate. And it took so long for, I don't know, I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but it took so long for it to recognize what I wanted to do there. And so I tried to demonstrate it again, but now it's like, listen, it's game time. It's go time. I cannot act a fool right now. I cannot act a fool while he has the camera on me. So but I'm telling you that is the exception. The more normal response is for the Manta to be way more sluggish than the Nomad that I've come to expect snappiness from. I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but I distinctly remember saying plenty of times on here and ranting about how snappy I felt like the Supernote as a platform was. I mean, I had never used an A5X, and I had never obviously used the A5X2, but I was just talking about the platform as a whole because I'm thinking, okay, the bigger one's just going to be better. Bigger one's just a bit better. It has not been that way. I'm not sure if it's optimization. I'm not sure what it is, but I haven't come to expect the snappiness that I've gotten used to from the Nomad on the Manta. Okay, rant over. That's been bothering me. I mean, that's other little things too, and if they creep up, I will mention them. But the pin loop. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, so this is what happened. They basically spun this thing around, and they were like showing that how it looked and stuff like that, right? And we can kind of see. Let's get down here a little bit more, and we can kind of see that, right? Oh, you can see that pretty good. You can see that pretty good. Doc says, actually, let's get to this in order here so I don't forget anything. I think it's just that Carter 1300 larger format seems like the 10.3 in the wild are okay. We'll get to that, Doc. I'm going to show you some things. I agree, Doc. Seems that the software on the Macs isn't optimized, just ported from the 4C. Yes, which was already bad. Already bad. Brian says, I checked the eInk. Okay, they're definitely going to be there. Like I said, I'm cornholing somebody. Somebody's getting cornholed. I wondered if there would be performance issues when they announced that the Manta would have the same motherboard as the Nomad. The Nomad wasn't really high powered to begin with. No. And that's why I thought this would not be an issue. But I'm gonna tell you a couple of things. I'm gonna give you a couple of reasons to why I think it is an issue. We're gonna talk about that. We got a whole Nomad section going on. So we're gonna get there. Zet, that was Zet. My bad, Zet. I didn't call you out there. Good comment. Dr. Ling says, my uneducated guess is that it has more pixels to deal with. It does, and they should have bumped up the specs. They should have recognized that in-house and bumped the specs up. Like when you've come to expect snappiness from one of the items on their platform, you just come to expect that. Listen, the snappiness, I'm gonna tell you how much this affects my workflow. The snappiness of the Nomad selecting things led me to change my mind about where I have my gesture set up. So now, and my button on the pen. I used to have the button on the pen set to erase because it was the quickest thing. I wanted no muss, no fuss. When I want something gone, I want it gone so I can continue writing. To me, it's quicker for me to rewrite something on these devices than to delete or try to move something. You know what I mean? Try to like circle select it and move it to another place. Sometimes it's just easier for me to just do the delete, do the lasso erase, and then just start over. Because the thought of selecting something, waiting for it to select, and then waiting for it to cumbersomely move across the screen, if it's on the Boox platform, cumbersomely move across the screen into place. By the time I'm done with all of that, and then micromanage into the spot that I wanted it to be in, by the time I've done that, I could have just lasso erased it and rewrote what I wanted to write. In most cases. Now, if I'm talking about a paragraph or a full couple sentences, then, I'm not going to rewrite that. I'm going to, I'm going to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like a word or two, I'm wholeheartedly deleting that and rewriting it. But anyway, but I come to expect some snappiness. My button has been the functionality of the button has been dictated by that. The placement of the lasso erase and the lasso select has been dictated by the snappiness of this platform. If it were not as snappy, my button selection would be different and my gesture selection would be different. But because it is so snappy, I have it set up the way that it is because it's the best workflow for me. Now, when you expect that, you've come to expect that, and then you get to the Manta and it's acting like a Boox product, it's like, what the crap? Listen, I accept Boox as I accept the sluggishness of that platform because of all that it can do, right? Like, okay, I say to myself, it's bogged down. It's a convoluted system that's bogged down as crap. It's going to be a little slow. It's going to be a little sluggish, except that for the things that it can do above and beyond something else. But when you get on a Supernote, that's one of the draws for me, the snappiness. You take that away, okay, now that's you know what I'm saying? That's taking away one of its superpowers to me. It has three, if you want to know. The writing experience, the organization, and the third one is the snappiness, in my opinion. But yes, anyway. So that person, my bad, chat. That was a pretty long rant. Did we lose anybody? Let's see how many people we lost right now. Oh, we didn't. We gained people. Good. Okay, let's keep going. All right. So the point is, that person was trying to spin this thing right and show the ghosting. I came up with a better way. I don't find any lag on my Manta. We're gonna work with it, and I'm glad you don't, because that makes it a better experience for you. If your Manta is as snappy as your Nomad, dude, you got the bomb situation, bro. You got the bomb situation. Nothing can touch you. Nothing can touch you. Okay, no doubt. All right, so we'll move on. I think I've beat that dead horse to death. So moving this around, it was like, okay, that's cool. That's a good way. Let's go back down. Let's go back down so we can see this. I'm like, that's a good way to see the ghosting. That's a really good way to see it. But then I thought, let's try something else. So what we're going to do right now, listen, I don't want to, all right, first, let me say something. I get on here and I rant about the extremes. I make it sound bad, probably. It's usually not as bad as I'm making it sound. My rant will go. I don't want to discourage anyone from buying a Supernote if you like the Supernote. I'm just saying, for me, the snappiness is not Nomad level snappy. And that's what I expected. I expected Nomad level snappiness. Else, superpower, -1. There's a score. There's a score. There's a score being kept. And now, I don't know what that score was, but it's -1 right now for the away team. So I found out a good way to do this. So what I did was, let's go back down here. So what I did was last night is I came up with a unique solution to this. Can we get there? Oh, we can. We can get there. I was playing around last night. Let's get to some seriousness. Oh. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Oh, it's still not working. We'll just go pages. We'll do pages. It wants us to do pages anyway. We'll do pages view. All right. Which will be helpful anyway, I suppose, because at least I'll find the symbol I'm looking for. There it is, right there. Okay. This block right here, we're going to change this template, though. We're going to change this template to a clear one. Okay, now what we're going to do is there's a couple of phenomena I want to point out. I'm gonna throw out a bunch of theories as well, but they're going to be facts in here thrown in with those theories. Let's see here. I'm telling you, that's not as fast as what the Nomad would do it. The Nomad is almost instantaneous. Oh, listen, nah. And that's another problem I got, Max. This is not the beta. None of the Mantas have the beta. The betas are only for the Nomad. Why? Why is that? Why is the beta only for the Nomad? Also, why doesn't the Manta have a firmware updates notes page? If you try to go look at the update notes, it's not there. Why? I don't have answers to these. I just have more questions every time I look at it. But we'll move on. So now we'll refresh. Let's do a refresh real quick. Let's get rid of this thing right there. Oh, what happened? I don't even know. Listen, I touched nothing there. Nothing. Weird things like that have been happening. You know what else weird happened last night with the Manta? I went to change the user. I went and changed the file name of a file that was in my quick access menu. I changed 2 of them back to back. Everything in my quick access menu was deleted. After I changed the second file name, it deleted everything. I wanted to retry it, but I was tired. It was I had other things to do. But the weirdest thing, I had to put everything back on my quick access menu. Weird things are happening with the Manta. I'm not gonna lie to you. Weird things are happening. But moving on. We'll just select that again. We'll select that again. I don't know how I went back to page 2. That's a random page. Oh, I know how. This thing right here. I must have accidentally hit that thing right there. Oh yeah. That thing will do it. All right. So let's go ahead and select this square. Now, to me, the square is a better representation because you can see it side by side with things that are going on. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to move this square to different spots on this screen. Now, I have notes on this. Let's get to the... I have notes on this, but they're on the Manta. Anyway, I've coined this term inverse burn in. Okay, where you don't see the black square burned in, you see the inverse of black being burned in. We tracking? We following that? So I'm coining a term today, inverse burn in. Whereas normal burn in would result in this square being shown, like you see kind of like after I've like run it through. We can clean this screen all the way and make it all the way wider than what the toolbar is, right? We can just take this and just clean that whole area. And now you can kind of see, well, after you go and clean an area, when you go back over with the black, now you have positive burn-in. It's a very weird phenomenon. But you can see that, right? There's a black square right here. There's a black square right there. Black square right there. The black square right there. After you've gone through and like cleaned the surface or changed the surface with whatever pigment or whatever like line or box or square, whatever you want to draw, now you can go through and it'll have regular burn-in. That is a characteristic of Carta 1300 because no other screen handles the burn-in that way. Every other panel, the 1100 and the 1200, handles that differently. Now I'm going to show that to you on the. I'm going to show that negative burn-in on the. Let's try it one more. Show it one more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to move it down, and you won't see a black burn-in there. You will see a lighter color. And also something else I coined, the trail effect that's being left here. I'm calling that a ghost trail. Now, I'm just calling stuff things because I need a name for them, like when I'm talking about them in my head. So anyway, but we can see that. So I feel like the 1300 has this negative burn-in effect that causes white to show up in the place, or it just causes the inverse. There we go. Inverse burn-in. I said negative burn-in. Inverse burn-in. Bam. There we go. So inverse burn-in is what I'm calling that. Now I'm going to show you this inverse burn-in on the Note Air 4C as well. No front light on this device. This is all just normal lighting and all. All right, so Note Air 4C here. Let's get that black logo out there. Note Air 4C. And I'm going to do the same thing. Let's get the Max. Max says, you're right, the Manta is terrible. It's not terrible. Wait, see how the screen is lighter. Yeah, it is lighter. As I suspected, the base color of the screen is not determined by hardware. No, it's not. It's not determined by hardware. It's determined by the pigment. And that's why I was saying, I wonder if there's whiter white than what the base white is. That's what we were chatting about with Mike, I think last week. The ghosting is white on the Manta, and Ratta was wondering if this could be hacked to create an even whiter screen. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That gentleman had an asterisk that they were spinning. I found a better way to do it was just an all black box, and dragging it across would create an even like more distinct look. So this would be the same thing. So this is another Carta 1300 panel. Whoa, that wasn't supposed to happen. So this is another Carta 1300 panel right here. And you'll see this same effect as you're moving things. Now this is the I termed this coin too. I coined this term too. I wish I had. Oh yeah, I do have it. All right, let's go here. I gotta get these names down. All right. We gotta get these names down, because if I don't get these names right, it's just gonna be a catastrophe. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Through any event, when you're moving this square right here, the effect is different from regular ghosting. say if you're switching a screen. That's totally different on these panels. And I'll show you the difference in those as well. And I really want to bring that up on here. That's going to bother me. That's really going to bother me. Let's go to recents. All right, there we go. Okay. We should be able to get to this here. Here we go. All right, so links are awesome on a Supernote. I gotta tell you, links are awesome. So one of the things here, as far as there we go, I got the Manta notes right here. So one of the things I coined was static. So as the images are sitting there like this, as the images are sitting there like this, static, they have one set of properties, or the screen treats it one way. A static image being turned into something else. Like we'll look at the static images as well, but there's also different characteristics when the screens are dynamic, when things are moving, and that's what I'm showing you now. So when things are moving, the screens and the panels have different characteristics. It's not the same for moving objects and static objects. So let's go and check this out right here. So what I want to show is that inverse ghosting. Can I? Okay. All right, so what I wanted to show is that inverse ghosting. So we're just going to move this around the screen. And as you can see, you're not seeing a black square burn in. You're seeing light parts of the screen being created as I move this around. It's not as pronounced as you can see here. Let's go down some more. Let's get to the same level here. It's not as pronounced as what we saw on the Supernote, right? Let's refresh this again and just move this around the screen. Like you can vaguely see that. Or barely see. There we go. You can see that a little bit there, like in motion, the trails that's being created slightly. But what we can't see is the black box burn in being created, or just regular burn in. And Boox is good in the sense that it has the BSR on this, so it's cleaning up that ghosting trail that is normally there on devices that don't have BSR. Oh, my bad. 1200. Same situation for this of the motion. So for the motion, my bad. So 1200 for the Note Air 4C. So it has the same characteristics for the motion, but it cleans it up really good on the Boox device here. It cleans it up really good on the Boox device. Let's bring out the there we go, the Viwoods. Same screen as the Manta here. Whoops. Same screen as the Manta here. All right. So we're going to take this square. It's a bit janky. I messed up on it last night. So we're going to take this square and we're going to move it around in the same fashion. Let's get back a little bit. Can we see the inverse, or not negative, but inverse ghosting happening here where it's leaving a lighter square? I think that's showing up pretty well on the camera here. My point is that the Carter 1300 screens have an inverse ghosting effect going on when things are in motion, right? When you're moving things around. So it's not going to look as weird or as ghosty as something that has a regular ghosting effect. what I'm going to show you right now, like on the, what can we use? Let's go to the Go 10.3. So the Go 10.3 does what I call a regular ghosting effect, where it's the burn in is the color or the opacity of the thing that you drew, right? So we're going to take this square here. And what we'll do is we'll do the same thing we did there. And what you'll see is you'll see a different effect. Oh, there we go. What you'll see is you'll see a different effect while I'm moving this square around. It won't be a inverse ghosting effect. It'll be a regular, what I call a regular ghosting effect. You will see the square, the black square being left behind instead of a shadow of, or the inverse of the black square. So as I move this around, it'll look like a checkerboard. And you notice the characteristics of the ghost trail. Oh my. Can we see the black boxes being left behind there? You see how that's different from the Carta 1300? So it's not an inverse of what you have on the screen. It's the actual opacity of the thing you have on the screen. And that's also handled the same way as the Carta 1100 Carta HD screens. So let's bring out one of those real quick. And the screen I'm going to use for that example is going to be the Remarkable 2. So the Remarkable 2 has a Carta 1100 screen, aka Carta HD. If you old school like me, let's go ahead and try it here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, where did I draw my circle? I guess it doesn't matter. We'll draw another one. All right, let's get a template here that's just clear or no lines. There we go. And we'll use the marker. Okay. And we're just gonna, I should not have made a rectangle this big, but why did I do that? Why? Someone should have stopped me. Someone should have been like, listen, you're making that too big. It's gonna take too long to cover it in. You know the Remarkable doesn't have a fill tool. What are you doing? How come no one told me? Someone should have warned me. Why? All right, we're here. Jeez, someone, next time I try to do this, do not let me do this on a Remarkable, okay? Just don't let me do this on a Remarkable. All right. Mashup Mike. You don't like the Remarkable and Penstar? Wait, what device do you use, Mr. Mike? I got to know now. All right, so let's take a look at the ghosting on here. It's the same as the Carta 1200 displays. Like I said, this is a Carta 1100 display right here on the Remarkable 2. So they displayed the regular ghosting as well. As you can see here, it displays the same opacity of the item that you drew. And we can see that. So that's the thing with these displays. When items are in motion, it acts one way. When they're not in motion, they can act a different way. So let's take a look. So we're going to take a look at which device we're going to do here first. We're going to take a look at the Manta again. So what I have here is the inverse burn-in is not as bad as the burn-in on the Note Air 4C, but not by much. So let's take a look at that. And the only way I'm going to judge this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to judge this. I mean, dang. I mean, We're going to refresh the screen. We'll go to a couple of menus and see what we can see as just a static burn-in. Whoops. That's a special project right there. Act like you don't see my horrible shading. Oh, where is it at? Okay, let's go here to the settings. And then we'll go to, actually, this is actually pretty good. Can we see that right there? That's another inverse of like ghosting for me. Another spot where there was something where ghosting left the screen brighter than what it normally is in the surrounding area. Now I have two theories about that. One of my theories is that as soon as you start using a display, the degradation starts. That's one theory I have. Like as soon as you start writing anything like your notes or whatever, maybe the degradation starts there and anything you do brings it back to the normal brightness. And I don't have anything that can measure brightness to like test that with, because I tried to do it a couple times last night. It was like, this is impossible. I tried to take pictures and just comparing them was just impossible. But as you can see here, when images are not moving for the Manta, it's nothing changes. It's the same. It shows an inverse ghosting of whatever the image is. Now, it just happens to be super extreme, right? Because I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna go back to that square. And just to give you an example of this and of how extreme I think it is on here, you can clearly see that tail, right? You can see that ghosting trail. And that just gets nasty the more you move things. And it just gets nastier and nastier the more you move stuff. And that's what makes the ghosting so bad, in my opinion. It's the trail. You don't see that trail. Now, does anybody know what panel the Nomad has? I think the Nomad has a Carter 1200 panel, if I'm not mistaken. But that's something you don't see like on the Nomad, and we'll go through the other devices as well, and just to take a look at the trail that's left. Like, just keep that in your mind. That image of just like it just getting progressively worse. You don't get that with the Nomad. We're gonna get this out of the way here. Throw the Nomad here, and we're gonna do the same thing. Let's take this and change the. We'll change the template. All right, so whoa. All right, let's move this around a bit, and then let's compare this to the Manta. Do we see the difference there? Manta on the left, Nomad on the right. You can see the trail, the ghosting trail here on the Manta, on the Nomad, but it just looks crazy over here on the Manta, comparatively. And we can compare that also to we'll compare it to the Go 10.3 as well. Now, mind you, the Go 10.3 is a Carter 1200, and out of my testing I did last night, the Go 10.3 handles ghosting the best out of all of these devices. Nothing can touch it. Not even the Note Air 4C. Like it handles ghosting the best, and we'll bear that out here today. Carter 1100 does better than Carter 1300 in my opinion. We'll get there. Oh, the Mulan says the Nomad has a Carter HD. Awesome. Even better. Why is and like I said, I mean I just said that before I read your message there, your comment there, Doc, is that the 1100 looks better than the 1300 to me. So I didn't even know that the Nomad was 1100, but I did know from my testing last night that the 1100 screens, the ones that I knew were 1100, which is the The eNote and the Remarkable 2, they both handle ghosting way better than the 1300. But anyway, let's go to the another 1300 or a 1200 panel. We already know the 1200 is kicking its butt. Let's look at the 1200, or the 1100 is kicking the 1300's butt. Oops, wrong one. The 1200 does as well, and it does a better job. So I'm just gonna let's show this here. So I'm just gonna move this around the screen. Let's refresh this first. All right, now move it around the screen. Like this is, there's no BSR in this machine. Can you even see the trails? Can you even see any trailing happening? You know what I'm saying? And this is Carter 1200. This is Carter 1300. Now 1300 is good for a lot of things probably, but ghosting is not one of them. It is not one of them. If you care about ghosting, and that's another reason why I say the Go 13, the Go 10.3 is it's the best device that came out last year. It's the best device that came out last year. The price point, the quality you're getting, the design, the contrast still in my mind can't be beat. All right, anyway, moving on. So, that's a comparison of the Manta over here with the Go 10.3. And this is a Carter 1200 display against the Carter 1300 display. I'm just saying. It's not even the ghosting is not even as good as the Nomad. And that's 1100 we've already discerned. 10.3 is the GOAT. It's just the GOAT. I don't know how else to put it. You know what? This is going to make me do a video of my device of 2024. It's little things like this that come into play that I didn't even think about. Like I already thought it was the best. It's for what it is as a complete package. I don't think it wins in any one particular area except ghosting. It's the only area it wins in. I mean, if that's important to you, then yeah. I mean, it does a lot of other things really good, but it doesn't beat anything in anything except ghosting. But as a complete package, this thing, oh my God. It's phenomenal. For the price, take your savings and buy a good pen, and you got a good deal. All right. What else we got on the list over here? Oh no, we want to test it up against one more. We already tested it up against the Remarkable, but what we're gonna do is show side by side of the Remarkable. All right, here we go. Side by side with the Remarkable. Let's do it. Oh boy, what? Can I get to my recents? There we go. Oh, this is the wrong page. Oh, quick sheets. There we go. Okay, we were on the right page. I was just not doing the right thing. Oh, perfect. All right, there we go. All right, let's get this back up a little bit. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move this thing around here. I'm so glad I never have to worry about drawing this thing again. So like, there's no trails. You can't even discern trails on this. This is a Carter 1100 HD. There are no trails. The trails is what do it. That ghosting trail is what really makes everything look real nasty, real quick. So, I mean, it's got the normal burn in, no trails. The saving grace, well, let's go ahead and move it again just to show the monstrosity or the atrocity that is. Oh my, that's just, I mean, are we seeing this? I mean, we ain't seeing this in 4K, but we seeing it in HD 60p. HD 60p. All right. Anyway, yeah, just seriously, there's no competition here. So ghosting, I think the point here is the Carter 1300 panels clearly have a problem with the ghosting trails. I do think the Carter 1300 panels handle the normal burn-in better by doing like the inverse burn-in, because that makes the burn-in less visible. I don't know what they're doing to do that, but it looks like all of the Carter 1300 screens do the inverse burn-in, which again, it helps when it's a static image. It doesn't help when you have to move that image around and then you see that nasty inverse trail. That's what kills it. That's what does it. Do we want to, you know what, let's go to the chat. I've been rambling on about this, but let's go to the chat real quick. Yeah, so Dr. Lean says Carter 1200 is correct after, no, Doc says Dr. Lean Carter 1200 is correct after Dr. Lean says Node Air 4C uses Carter 1200. My bad, not Carter 1300, Carter 1200 on the Node Air 4C. So let's look at that again before we go to the rest of them. I do want to confirm that. I do want to confirm that normal burn-in for these. All right. Well, I'm going to chalk, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to chalk up the way Onyx handles, or the way the Node Air 4C handles the motion of the square, because honestly, I don't see any trails here either. Not only do I not see ghosting trails, and that's definitely because of BSR, I don't see inverse or normal burn-in. Not visible right now. Unless you guys are on camera are seeing something I don't see. I don't see the trails, and I don't see the inverse or normal burn-in. And I think that's just due to BSR. I think that's a perk of having BSR there. But you know what this does has though? It does have nasty regular burn-in. So like I said before, how the Carter 1300 screens have inverse burn-in for movement. They have normal burn-in for things that are static. So we're just going to go to this. We're just going to go to this page right here. Let's go back up a little bit. And so you can kind of see what the elements are on here. We're going to be able to clearly see this. Create a memo sign. We're going to be able to clearly see these. We're going to clearly see all of this. We're going to see this stuff so clearly that we'll be able to read that. That's how clearly we're going to be able to see the burn-in. So let's go ahead and go to a note. Or actually, we'll go to multitasking. Actually, let's refresh first. And let's get rid of everything on the multitasking. All right, there we go. And we'll refresh. So we refreshed. Now we're going to go to the multitasking. Like I said, we will be able to clearly see and read a lot of these elements on here. All right. Whoops. Okay, so we can see that element right there. Yeah, it doesn't look crazy right now. I gotta say, it don't look crazy right now. Let's go back a bit. Do a little refresh. All right. Let that sit for a second or so, and then we will go in here. All right, so we can see those elements, right? And the book elements down here, and those circular elements right there, right there, and right there. Can we? Oh, there we go. We can see it a little bit better there. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. Seeing those elements. But that's nowhere near, I think, because BSR is clearly helping this situation out. It's clearly helping that situation out, but it's nowhere near as what we have even. Let's check here. So what we'll do for the Nomad or the Manta, just to see a static burn. All right. What we'll do is we'll put this right here. And we'll refresh. And we'll go to what doesn't have anything right there at the bottom. There we go. All right, so as we can see here, that's not an inverse burn in right there. That's a regular burn in for that square. Are we seeing that? So, which is a little different than what would happen if we were to move that square and get burn in on the same screen, right? Because we already saw that if we were to take that square, let's go back to that file there. Last open note, there we go. If we were to take that square and move it, let's just do that again. What we would get left behind is, okay, like the inverse of that, all the white stuff right here. Not just the black squares that we normally would get from like a 1200. We get all the white. And I think that's what that is. I'm not sure. I just call it an inverse ghosting because it's the inverse of what the opacity of what you drew. But for whatever reason, I just don't think the Carter 1200 panels do a good enough job with the ghosting to warrant them being called Carter 1300. I just think it's like I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that's how I feel right now about the situation. Oh boy. All right, let me close these out. Okay, there we go. All right. So, what do you guys think? Am I tripping? Am I off base in thinking that the Carter 1300 screen is terrible at ghosting? I mean, if we could pull up the Carter 1200 and 1100 in the same kind of static manner, and we'll get the same kind of results there. It's just not good at the ghosting, and I figured that out last night. And like I said, I'm gonna do a video exploring that in a little more detail and maybe in a little more technical detail. But yeah, super interesting, and I'm not even concerned about Carter 1300 anymore. Carter 1200 to me, I'm good with that. I don't know if I want 1100 because 1200 does look better than 1100 in my opinion. But man, the Go 10.3 is crushing it. It's definitely crushing it. Going to the chat real quick. The Remarkable is, yes, it's good. It's good. And happy. It's happy. It's happy. Mashup Mike says, Boox and Ratta, all of them. They're very happy. 1100 for the win? No. 1200 for the win. JP says, new to eInk, just got a Manta, like it, but puzzled by the ghosting. Do you think it can be fixed by software tweak? By the way, love your videos. Thank you, JP. I think it can be fixed by a software tweak. They can always do something to algorithmically to fix things in software. So there's always a software possibility to most problems. A software fix to most hardware problems. Mulan says that the Nomad, yep, Carter HD. And still kicking butt. Listen, Carter HD is still kicking butt today. Carter HD is over a decade old and still being shipped in devices today, kicking butt. Listen, you got to give it to it. They handled their business when they came out with Carter HD. That's the color I want the screen to be when it's blank. Yes. Dr. Lean says, how does ghosting compare to Remarkable Paper Pro? I couldn't test it with the Remarkable Paper Pro, and that's the only one I didn't test it against. And that's just because the Remarkable Paper Pro refreshes every 2 seconds. It's hard to even test this on the Remarkable 2 because of how much it refreshes, and you can't control the refresh. So it made testing the Remarkable Paper Pro in this way impossible. To me, the main takeaway is that the background could be lighter. It's clearly possible. Yes. And to me, the takeaway is whatever they're doing for ghosting on the Carta 1300 is definitely worse than what they did on the 1200 and 1100. And on top of that, it's not the takeaway for me is this, you guys. The takeaway from everything I just talked about, the whole hour I spent on that dang near, is that it's not the fault of the companies that the ghosting is what it is. It's the panels they're getting from the eInk Corporation. The Carta 1300 panels are just bad at ghosting. So it's not a Manta problem. It's not a. And by the way, I tested the Viwoods too, the AI paper. And what note do I have on that? I'll go over the notes I have. Unless you guys, if you guys will want to see the Viwoods, I'll do the Viwoods too. But I do have notes on it that I'll go over right now. Here we go. So I do have notes on the Viwood here. All right. So for the Viwoods, we have, what do we got? Let's back up here a little bit. All right. So the Viwoods, we have, I think. Oh, we don't. Oh, we don't. Let me check this out again. All right. There we go. All right. All right, so what did I have for the Viwoods? So for the Viwoods, I had handles ghosting similar to the Nomad, as far as just overall appearances. For static images or for the static burn-in, I said burn-in is slightly better than the Manta, and it's best of the Carta 1300 screens. The AI paper was. Dynamic movement. Movement produces barely any burn-in or ghosting trails. Inverted burn-in is visible here, but not to the extremes of other Carta 1300 displays on the list. So whereas most, it's still not beating 1200 at all in the ghosting area, but it was the best of the Carta 1300 screens. But they all had the same characteristics with the inverse burn-in, with the inverse trails. That was still a thing, just not so prevalent. To the chat. We got, yeah, I agree, Mashup. For whatever reason, I think the background is set to not white. The ghosting erases that tint, but why not just make it pigment equals 0? Yeah. I disagree. Since the background color of all these panels are different, I think it is controlled by the firmware. I honestly think it's the quality of the eInk, you guys. I literally do. I literally think it's the quality of the eInk. Not all eInk panels are created equally, and I don't think all the pigment is created equally. I think there's darker pigment, and when they get that darker pigment, when it comes out the manufacturing process, they're like, okay, this is slightly darker than normal. We're just gonna charge more for this, and the screens are more. I don't have nothing to support that, but that's just how I feel. Dr. Ling says, FYI, I tried doing the solid block test on my Remarkable Paper Pro, and the ghosting is interesting, but then gets cleaned up immediately. Yeah. And that's what I said. I couldn't make it last long enough to look at it and see what it was actually doing. So I was like, The Rock, exactly. All right. Cool. All right. So, what do we got next on the docket here? What do we have next on the docket? Like I said, the takeaway is that it ain't the manufacturers. It's the eInk Corporation with their Carta 1300 screens, which aren't as good at handling ghosting as some of their other panels. All right, what else we got here? How did that work? Oh, nice. Okay. Here we go. All right, so the next thing we're going to cover in this particular live is one of the things I noticed about the Lamy pen. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and get to some more Supernote stuff. Let's go ahead and finish out Supernote. Since we're on that, we're talking about that, how it's the worst. It's not Supernote. It's the eInk Corporation. They're the worst with their car 1300 and ghosting. Change the name of multiple items. Okay, I told you guys about changing multiple names of files that were in my quick access menu and how it just, on the Manta, it just made everything. I've done that many a times on the Nomad. I do it one time on the Manta, everything gets wiped out. So if you're changing file names of files that are in your quick access menu, don't. Take them out of there. Change the file name and then put them back. Because if you care about the order of your stuff and you know, if you don't, like, I had stuff in there that I don't remember what was there because I'm just so used to using them. I'm just like, I don't know the name. Anyway, it sucked to have to put those things back. So change the name, then put everything back if you want to do that. I'm going to try to reproduce that to make 100% certain that's what's triggering that. But yeah, that happened. Still no beta update. So I talked about this. Let's look at this. So still no beta update for the Manta. So we're going to, I don't know why this is. This leads me to believe that they think that something's wrong. Software-wise, I could be wrong about that. I could be totally wrong about that. But let's take a look. When you go to system here, when you go to system here, you see this. And you're supposed to be able to go here and read like update notes and stuff, right? Nothing. I got nothing here. I don't have the option to pick anything. There are no notes here. I just got nothing. Now, my Nomad, I go to settings, I go to system, I go to system update. I get show notes. I get update notes. All right, there we go. You know what I mean? And I get the beta. I got that on my Nomad. If they're rocking the same operating system, why don't I have this on the Manta yet? I'm leaving for CES tomorrow morning. Oh no, on the morning of the 5th. The morning of the 5th. I'll be at CES the evening of the 5th. I'll be talking to other press people. I'll be talking to your boy Vladimir Kostic. It's plausible, CJ. Another idea might be that the new screens don't like to be at a pure white state and need a little bleed to increase longevity, i.e. who knows though. Yeah, like I said, I really think the screen brightness starts to degrade slightly as soon as you start writing on it. As soon as e-ink starts flowing, I think the whiteness of the screen just starts to degrade instantly. At The Rock, I hope Rod can ask those things to someone at eInk Corp during CES. Hey, listen, I'm going to cornhole somebody. If they there, I'm going to find them. But yeah, so I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know why. I don't have the beta that's on my Nomad on the Manta. I don't know why the update page is bugged. Clearly, because it's not showing anything. At the very least, it's supposed to show me the update notes of the current update that I have, right? I mean, it shows me nothing. So I thought that was weird when I first got the device. I think it's weird now. Yeah, that just and with the sluggishness that's happening, you know what I mean? Tells me that they might be working on a fix for that. You know what I mean? That tells me that they might be working on a fix, especially if they haven't pushed this update out to the Manta. They're working on it. You know what I'm saying? There's things that they're working on specifically for the Manta, it seems. But yeah, that's my take on that. Let's get back here. I've been asking you guys in the chat if you wanted me to do anything particular at CES. That's still open. Whatever, anytime you guys want to drop a comment in a video or throw a post in an email, I'll take all suggestions for what I should do at CES because I have no clue. My only agenda, my only thing on my agenda right now is to meet up with Vlad and have a drink. That's the only plan I have right now. I mean, I'm slotted to be at meetings and stuff like that, but it's not a plan. So anyway, are we at the Lamy pen demo already? No. We're finishing out the Nomad. We're finishing out my gripes about the Nomad. We're finishing out that. Okay. this thing right here. Now, I've said this many a time. This is too much. It's too much. It's too much going on here. It's too much happening. Oh, you know what? Now I know why my hands look weird. I figured it out. My frame rate is good. I'm not adhering to the 180-degree rule. In filmmaking, there's a 180-degree rule that you should adhere to if you want film-looking footage. If you want natural motion blur in your shots. That's got to be half, or it's got to be double of what your frame rate is. My frame rate doubled from 30 to 60. I should have went from 60 to 120 for my shutter speed. That's why this looks... Okay, never mind. Okay. The Nomad, the Manta here, just it's been busy. It's just busy. And I've said that. From the screws. I mean, I don't even like the feet anymore. I'll tell you why in a second. When things are there for no reason, I'm just like, oh, it breaks my brain. Like, you put it there. Why? It does nothing. Case in point. The feet here are there adding busyness to the back for no function. They don't stop this thing from sliding. Let's just be honest about that. It's not going to stop anything from sliding. But let's get to my biggest gripe though. Just listen to this. I'm not pushing down on this. I'm not pushing down on it. I'm just sliding it across my desk. You hear that latch? That's this thing right there. That's that thing. Causing all the ruckus. Aren't these supposed to lift this off of the surface a bit, maybe? Like, at least past the point to where this doesn't rub on surfaces. I'm nitpicking. I know you're thinking to yourself right now if you're watching this, like, who is this guy? Why does he care about that? Why? Where did he come from? I get it. I wonder that sometimes too. But the fact still remains that if that shouldn't be, that this metal latch that I already don't like shouldn't stick out further than the feet on the device. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's go to the chat. I'm just ranting today about the Manta because I like it. So this, you know how it's like the things you love the most, you hold to the highest standard. That's what I'm doing here today. What do we got in the chat here? It's a change log. For the Manta, that was the first time. Oh, so no change log. Gotcha. Thanks, Max. I appreciate you. Does it slide when you're writing on it? Of course. Yes. Like, okay, one side slides more than the other. And I was trying to figure that out, what side it was the other day. It's this side. When this is sitting here, there's nothing stopping this side. This side is friction. It's friction to this. And this side, not so much friction. I don't know. But the bigger thing is the metal thing sliding. I don't know. Oh boy. Maybe I got a lemon. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I did get a lemon. I wouldn't doubt it. That's just my luck. Max says, let me unbox my second Manta and check. Full flex on for a Friday. Full flex Friday. That's what Max is on. TGIF, everybody. Or if you Max, FFF. Dennis said, honestly, I don't expect my eInk products to be designed with Apple's minimalist philosophy in mind. Then you're not expecting enough, brother. You're not expecting enough. You should be. This thing costs more than an iPad, bro. You should be expecting better than iPad quality, in my opinion. You know what I mean? BM says, I got mine yesterday. It does slide. It does. Listen, all right. What does this mean? All right. Hold on. Let's see how many people we got here right now before I go off. Let's just see how many people we got right now. I don't even know how many people are in here. Did I? Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Wait. I closed my stats page. I don't even know where it's at right now. Oh boy. All right, so I don't know how many people in here right now. Does anybody know? Can somebody let me just pull up another one. Let me just pull up. Oh, you know what? What would happen if I pulled up two? Doc, am I certain that it's gone? Yeah, it's gone. Oh, that window is gone. All right, so I don't know how many people in here, but we're gonna go ahead. Matchup Mike says, okay, looking at the firmware for an eInk screen, the range of voltage is adjustable for 0 white to 255 black. It is set in the firmware. Oh, thanks, bro. 28. All right. So we gained it. So I'm not losing anybody. We're good to go. We're good to go. We're moving. Dr. Ling says, or Command Shift if you on Mac. I don't know what I did to it. I dropped the I dropped the YouTube window. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, there we go. There we go. History. Oh, none of the it says restore window. None of those was the channel. All right, here we go. All right, I guess it doesn't matter right now. I guess it doesn't matter now. Oh, we up to 30? Okay, listen, I guess it doesn't matter. We're moving. Let's do this last thing right here. Now, my last thing about the Supernote. If you're just joining me, I just went on a high noon rant about the Supernote. We went on a long laundry list of things. If you care about it, check the replay. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Classic Rod rants. And also, people that are here hearing me talk about the Supernote, don't get it wrong. I love the Supernote. I'm going to keep saying this. I love the Supernote. It ain't perfect. I love it though. I can't replace it with anything. Like there's nothing here that can replace it. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me wrong. I love the Supernote. I'm going to call out things when I see them though. I'm not that kind of lover. I'm not that kind of lover. I will tell you what I think though. I will tell you that. All right. So back to what I was finishing up with, which was the Supernote Manta. Beyond the latch scratching my table, like what? Don't you have feet? Beyond the latch scratching my table, I showed you guys this I showed you guys this a little while ago. Let me just show you this again. I went to try to draw this. I mean, I couldn't get far with my drawing because there's tools I need to do drawings that you just don't have in the Atellier. The Atellier. It should be called something that means, I don't know. That it should be, I think Atelier means don't use this tool. It's not good. That's French for don't use it. It's terrible. What? I know people draw on the Supernote. I know people do it. I see like marketing. People are on top of mountains, yodeling with their Supernote Nomad in hand. I went to try to draw something I needed a drawing for. So I contacted the manufacturer last week. I'm like, hey, I need this thing. Can you make it for me? I'll pay you for it. They were like, yeah, we could do that. How many do you need? I'm like, okay. Then they sent me another email like, hey, so this thing you need, do you need this, that, and the third like that? I'm like, okay, yeah, I do. Could you send us a drawing just to make sure we're good? Yes, I can send you a drawing. I can do that. I can send you a drawing. So what do? The first thing I think of are the people in the mountains yodeling with their Nomad. Do I have a mountain background? Do we have mountain music? We don't. I'm going to be prepared next time for when I want to do my mountain man yodel on live. I picture these people in my head, the dude with the camera, like, oh, are you an outside creator? I'm like, yes, I am. So they're drawing and they're making me think and believe that this thing is for drawing. Like, bro, you're drawing with the Notes app? You should be using the Atellier. You should be using the Atellier. Like, okay, good, I'll use it. I see the people in the mountains. They look happy. They're in the snow drawing. You have to be having a good time with what you're doing if you're doing it in the snow. I'm just saying, if you've gone into the snow to do something, that thing has got to be pretty fun for you. You're having fun. You're having a good time. So I see people on mountains in the snow with their Nomad, and I'm thinking, if they're having a good time on a mountain in the freaking Andes, they're carting alpaca on the trail that goes through Pennsylvania, New York State. That one. I don't know what the name of that trail is, but you guys know which one I'm talking about. It goes through the Poconos. They're doing it. I'm thinking, if they're doing that, I can sit in my cozy, warm apartment and draw this thing that I need to draw for this guy. Right? Wrong. Why are people spending time on mountains with the Nomad? They're going to spend way more time than they need to be. There are tools that can help you draw well, professionally even. I mean, it don't even take a lot. Oh boy, my headphones died. That's how long this rant is. My headphones died. That's the extent of the ranting I'm doing today. Okay. Oh, he said his Manta doesn't slide. Oh boy. I thought you said it did slide. My bad. How many people are we losing people right now? I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? So this drawing that I drew, there are two things that there's a couple of things I needed and I can't even we'll talk about it. Who uses this? Why are you using it? There's nothing here. I want to know why people do this to themselves, and then they tell me, "Oh, bro, you just don't know." What don't I know? So, correct me if I'm wrong here, please. We got 3 tools here to draw with. You can't change them. The order, the only thing you can do is change the thickness of the lines. So if I wanted to put 3 pencils here because that's all I use, guess what? I'm out of luck. I'm out of luck. I can't change it. All you could do is change it. What? Okay. So when I saw that, I'm already upset. Okay. So I'm upset already. So that's the first thing. I go to the eraser tool. That's straight Bronx right there. I'm sorry. I channeled my inner Bronx for this rant. I don't know why. Dan's not even in the chat. Where's this coming from? I don't know. I could see if Dan was here. Then it would make sense why I was doing that. But he's not even here. That's just the anguish I'm dealing with. So I go to the eraser. Would you like me to tell you what they don't have in a drawing app? Stroke erase. Why do you not have a stroke erase on a drawing app? Do you not think lines are going to get mixed up? Do you think I'm perfect? I assure you I am not. I could use help. CJ, oh boy, if I told you, I would have to just wipe out the whole chat. I can't do that. There's too many murders on my mind. Come on. I don't understand why. Okay. All right. So, BM. Oh, I should have told you, BM, be careful. You can't sync you can sync, but it's the special conditions you have to sync under. Be careful. Oh, bless you. I hope you have fun deleting duplicate files, because that's what's going to happen. But it's easy to pull duplicate files on a Supernote with the search tool, so you're good to go. Yeah, I don't understand this though. I just don't understand the drawing app. So there's no stroke erase. I can't change the tools here to organize them in any kind of way that makes sense for me. I don't care about the marker. What is this? Is that a highlighter? It's a marker. What is that? Why do I need an ink pen? I'm drawing. Why do I need an ink pen? A brush would have been way better right there. What are we doing? Do they have a brush? No. Just colors for grayscale. We got George in the chat. Hey, George, how's it going? I haven't seen you in the chat before. Thank you for joining us. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Hi there. Anyway, you can share how Kindle works on the Manta, where it's not fluid enough and could impact the reading experience. Oh, I'll test that out. I don't mind testing that out for you. Mashup mic, I totally left myself open for that. Totally. Second that, George. Yeah, I'll check that out. All right, so can I get done with my rant first before we do that? Because I kind of want to finish this and get it over with. It's been building up inside all night, and it's been upsetting me. I'll show you. All right, so what we'll do is I'm gonna finish this rant. I'm gonna show you the Lamy thing, and then we'll get right into the Kindle, because I know you guys want to see that. All right. Okay. So anyway, there's no stroke erase. There are no shapes here. Why do you have layers? They have layers here. Why? If you don't even have shapes that I can skeletalize my drawing and then layer it and then draw the... Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So, no stroke erase. I can't change the configuration of my pens. I only need one pencil. Give me 3 sizes so I can just pick them. Why do I have to go into the menu every time? Shapes. We don't have none of that. Stroke erase. So, what I did last night, I saw this thing right there, and I'm like, oh, what is this? Marquee. Oh, snap shapes. This is what I'm talking about, boys. Let's go ahead and do it. And then I look at this, and it's like, oh, it's a selection tool. I don't know what to say. People are drawing with this app, I'm sure. I've seen it. My friend Vlad Kosik, he draws on it all the time. He loves it. I'm just wondering why. Is there something I'm missing? This took way longer than it should have. And I didn't even get a chance to finish it. I had it started on the Boox platform. I can't do this. I wanted to test the drawing out because I've never drew anything on Supernote, and I go try to do it, and I'm like, there's no tools here. That's why I never tried it. There's nothing here. All right, chat. I mean, honestly, am I missing something? Let me know. I'm going to go on to the next segment here. We're going to go on to the Lamy. Right now, we're going to talk about how the Lamy, the pressure sensitive, and I figured this out last night drawing this painstakingly with the Lamy. But the Lamy is, so one of the things I didn't like about the Lamy when I first got it. So for those who don't know, this right here is a custom Lamy. It has a custom ceramic nib in it. It has a custom ceramic nib in it. And because you can't put ceramic nibs in any other pen except Supernote pens, but we figured out a way with the help of Reddit. We figured it out. And so I custom made this and put it in this pen. But one of the things I don't like about that process is that the writing of this pen is lighter than what the Supernote pens are. And that's not a function of the nib. That's a function of the programming in the pen itself. So Supernote programs their pens to write a certain way. Lamy programs their pens to write a certain way. When you get a Lamy that writes like a Supernote, it's because Lamy made it, Supernote programmed it. This one right here, Lamy made. Supernote doesn't have anything to do with this one because it doesn't have a ceramic nib, but I gave it one. Now, I initially thought it was the ceramic nib and me, configuring this way that made the lines lighter, but it's not that. This particular pen here is made with particular settings in it that are for artists. So that's why it draws lighter lines. It draws lighter lines because it lets artists draw more finer or put more finer touches on their drawings. So you can imagine having to shade something like what I kind of shaded here and having to shade with something that would only start actuating when you press a certain pressure, or you could shade with a pen that would, as soon as you touch it, the touch would start shading. You wouldn't have to apply any pressure at all. That's how light and how sensitive this pen is and how light the lines draw, because you can draw lighter than normal lines. And for artists, that's a good thing. If you're writing, I mean, you have to deal with lighter lines, and I just kind of bump my darkness up and thickness up on my product or my devices to kind of compensate for that. But I realized last night, I was like, let's figure this out. Let's find out why this is better. Let's do some tests to figure out what you have to do to get a benefit from this pen. And I think I figured it out. So let's go to another page here. Let's get rid of this Atellier. All right, let's go to the chat real quick and see if anybody can tell me about the Atellier app. Okay, Kit loves it. That's not saying a thing. Sound set up for artistic drawings rather than technical drawings. More likely to print, erase. Use the erasers for sketch, line work, and shading, and less need for geometry. Geometry is rooted in everything, though. Every drawing you do is based on geometry. So having geometrical shapes for drawing, to me, is just a good foundation. I know it's not, you don't get these with paper, right? You know what I'm saying? I get that. But man, I think that's a huge miss. Not to have shapes in something that's meant for drawing and it's electronic. I don't know, man. Sound setup for artistic drawings rather than technical drawings. Oh yeah, we just went through that. Our ranchers are gonna get a charcoal for next Xmas, not the 4A as I predict. Listen, maybe. I do know that I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because they went out their way to bring this Manta out this year, just to spite me, I'm sure. All right. So anyway, let's go on. So I'm a little disturbed by the Atellier. It doesn't do anything other than draw. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't get a drawing done the correct way on this thing, and that kind of upset me a little bit. So I won't be using the drawing app for anything other than, I don't know, writing "I love you" real big or something. I don't know, man, because I'm not gonna draw on that thing. All right, let's go to the December note. All right. So what I want to do now is have a short demonstration. The last demonstration of the live. It's the last demonstration, you guys. Oh, how we doing? Are we losing people? If my brother's in here, could you do a check for me? I don't know how I lost the window. And I'm too scared to do anything to bring it back because I know something will happen and I'll lose the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and put this over here. Now, this is a test I did, and I did it with a few pins. So let me go get the other 2 pins here. I'll be right back. All right. Okay, so we got the Vista here. We got my good old Lamy, the ceramic nibby. You know what I mean? The ceramic nibber. We got the Remarkable 2 Stylus here. We got the Viwoods right here. And we got this is my favorite Boox stylus. It's the only Boox stylus that to me is not a piece of cylindrical trash that belongs in a landfill. I don't even know why they do it. I like it though. It's got the white felt. It's the only felt I would accept, and that's only because it's unique. I'll take that. All right, if it was pink, it would have been cooler, but whatever. Oh, nice. Okay, we're moving. Okay. Let's go to the chat real quick before I get to this demonstration here. Okay, Joe Maxwell. Thanks for joining, Joe Maxwell. Appreciate you joining the stream. How's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Happy New Year. If you write, which is the prime focus of the Supernote family, then you'll be in good hands. I now have both the Nomad and the Manta, and they are marvelous devices for writing. I do not doubt that, Mr. Maxwell. I am a Supernote fanatic here. I love the Supernote, and I do write everything. I don't type a thing if I can help it. It's not good for drawing though. It's not good for drawing. The drawing app is caca. Straight caca. But yeah. I do like the drawing though. I do like the writing though, and the organization. Superb. Both of those things are superb about the Supernote. Although the Manta, sluggish. It's debatable, but still. For me, 100% sluggish. What else we got here? That's it. Okay, let's go into the demonstration here. So thank you. So we got what do we got? I want to find the clicky. I don't know what my clicky Supernote is or a pen. You know what? I don't even need it. I don't need that clicky Supernote because we got an official Supernote pen right here. This will work. So we got a Supernote pen. We got a Lamy he's an innocent bystander. He doesn't have any affiliations with any of these people. We got the Remarkable right here. All black. He's doing his thing. We got the Viwoods right here. And we got the Boox. So we have a good selection. Now let me show you guys here. This isn't a felt tip on the Remarkable. This is a palm tip. The only tip you should be using if you're using a Remarkable 2, okay? Get yourself a palm, be happy. But yeah, so I have a palm tip on this one, so not felt. The only felt is this right here, the Boox. Because you can't even, I wouldn't degrade ceramic putting it in a, you know what, I said a nasty Boox pen, but this is my favorite Boox pen. Like I said, this is the only one that I would co-sign this pen. Go buy yours today. All right, so anyway, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the awesomeness of that ceramic nib Lamy right there by demonstrating the pressure sensitivity and how much pressure you need to apply to actuate the pen, which for this one, almost nothing. For everything else, something. All right, so let's check it. Let's go ahead and get rid of these things right here first. I still want that black mark for other demonstrations, so we're going to keep that right there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the pen. Let's back up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold the pen like this. I'm not going to apply any pressure. I'm not going to apply any pressure to the pen. So all I'm doing is this, okay? I'm not applying any pressure to the pen. Just doing this. Now, Just wanted to make that known there. Oh, now I gotta go through this thing. Wrong one. Okay. All right, now we're just gonna go through and pick a different pin because that one's not pressure sensitive. There we go. That's the pressure sensitive pin right there. Okay, now we're gonna go through and do that one more time, but with the pressure sensitive pin. And we're just gonna, like I said, I'm not applying any pressure. All I'm doing is moving it along. And as you can see, I'm not, if I move up and down, it's not, no pressure is being applied. It's just moving freely. I'm just moving it back and forth. And now I'm gonna show you something too. I'm gonna move it back and forth and check out those lines as I'm moving it back and forth like this. They're pretty regimen. Oh, slipping out my hand. They're pretty regimen. They're not thick at one part, thin at another part. They're pretty uniform. All right. So that's what you have to do to get the actuation on the Lamy. And I'm only doing this to demonstrate the pressure sensitivity on this particular Lamy. It's a feature of the pen that I didn't know why it wrote so light, but now I understand why, and I appreciate it more knowing that. All right. So now we're going to go through the same thing here, but we're going to erase all of this first. Now remember, all right. Now remember, I'm just holding it like this. Let me just hold it with these two fingers. It's a little bit easier. So I'm just holding it like this, and I'm just sliding it across. I haven't changed the pen settings. The pen settings are the same. We're not getting hardly any actuation on this as I'm sliding it across. Barely any. At various points, but barely any. Now I'm going to go back and forth. Not uniform at all. Whoops. So you can see barely moving any. Not very uniform. All right. So that's the remarkable with the palm tip. Now we're going to go to the Viwoods. We're going to do the Viwoods here. Oh, I'm hitting that button. Okay. Now we got the Viwoods here. We're going to do the same thing with the Viwoods. So we don't get an actuation at all from the Viwoods here. Whoops. We don't get any actuation at all from the Viwoods pen. Very little even when we do this. Matter of fact, we only got that one actuation when I first started it. So the Viwoods is not very sensitive at all when it comes to actuating. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the Boox pen, and then we'll try the Supernote last. So this is the Boox pen here. So we're going to go ahead and erase this. All right, now we'll do the same thing with the Boox pen. Again, no actuation at all. So no pressure being applied. I'm just letting it run itself across the screen here. So no actuation on that either. Now, I mean, there was no actuation on that Boox pen at all. Like I don't even have to clean the screen. Let's go ahead and try the Supernote here. So this is the Supernote Vista, or the new Safari Vista. And so I'm just going to hold this just like I held the other ones, and I'm just going to run it across just like I did. So we got some sporadic lines here. Pretty uniform, but still sporadic. When we use the Lamy though, let's try that one more time. So we're going back to the first pen we used, and this is all about the pressure sensitivity of this particular pen, which I just find super interesting. So let's try that one more time. like I said, almost consistently lines throughout. So the point here is that the actuation point for this particular pin is much higher than the other pins here. And so it's been said that this was the sensitivity was higher. But until I did this test, I didn't know what that actually meant. And how does this apply to people who are writing? Well, if you're writing, it doesn't really apply that much. You want darker lines, right? And like I said, because of how this writes a tad bit lighter, I just start with a thicker and darker line. But if you're someone who draws, I can instantly see somebody getting some value out of this if you draw. If you're someone who draws and cares about shading, let me see what else here. All right, and cares about shading, you can just imagine getting a better response from this pen when you want to do some shading. So let's go back to the Atellier app. All right, let's see here. Is that it? Oh no. Okay. Where's that thing at? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna try to do is just shade a little bit. Can I can't switch. Are you serious? There are no pages? What? What? What do you do here? You just gotta go create another one every time? Wow. Wow. This app is trash. Straight garbage. What? All right, let's get through this demo. Holy cow. All right, anyway. I might as well have done this on the books. All right, so we're just going to drag this along here and just see what kind of light lines we can get. All right, let's see if that differs from what we get, say, with the Supernote pen. Okay, so we wouldn't get anything, obviously, if we tried to do this with the Supernote pen. So we'd have to apply a little more pressure. Let's see if I can apply... Okay, so what I'll say about this is that this portion right here, the lightness, well, that's different. I don't know. I don't see that fineness in actual drawing, especially with this thing right here. I just don't see it. Oh yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, you can't get. Okay, let me. Let's go back here. I just realized something. Oh, I hate that. Okay, let's just. Oh my goodness! It's a regular. It's not even a lasso. Oh my goodness. People, how do you survive using this app? And there's no stroke erase either. It's just a lot. Oh my. Oh, come on. It's 2025 and I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing in 2025, y'all. Holy. All right, we're going to do a quick demonstration right here. Holy. All right, so this is what I just realized about this. I think if you want to draw a really light line, you have to grab it the right way. And then just barely put a stroke on there. Let me bring this down a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. Like if you barely put a stroke on it. Oh gosh. Nobody told me. All right, here we go. Oh, that's too much. Okay, yeah. This pen right here would not be capable of drawing the thing that I just drew. It just wouldn't. Let me just do that again. Or not drew, the shading, the light shading that I just did. It would not be able to do it. All right, let me just show you right here. I'm gonna draw just, I'm gonna shade just a little light bit right here. Just this tail end right here. See how I can just lightly extend that out? I can't do that with the Supernote pen. You would have to exert too much pressure. Yeah, the lightest line that you're gonna get with the Supernote is this area right here. The lightest line I can get with the Lamy is this area right here. Does that make sense, you guys? Whoops. Can I? No, I can't. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, I'm about to say, did I just break it? Can I change? Can I move it? Oh, I'm not liking this app at all. I gotta tell you. All right, so you can't even move it. But this area right here, the light speckling that happens right here, you can't do that with this particular pen. That was done with the Lamy here, and I'll do it below this darker area right here, just to show another example of it. That's just like touching it. Like if I just touch it with this, well, you know what? Nah. Yeah, this is gonna be lighter. Yep, it's just lighter. You can draw a way lighter line. Man, it's tough though. Because at the point this actuates, you can get really light, just like what I just did right here, just like touching it. But the margin of error is way less on the Supernote pen. So this definitely draws a lighter line. If you're drawing, you can get lighter lines with this and really good shading with this. And you could probably do that too with the Supernote now that I'm using the shading tool right here with the camera, because man, this zoomed in really helps. With the camera zoomed in, you could probably do that, but not consistently. That's the thing. It just consistently the same result. You can achieve that with this, doing this, but you can't achieve consistently light results. You'd have to just, it'll be trial and error. It can be done. It won't be consistent. But anyway, I thought that was super interesting. Did I go too long on that? Did we go too long? Let's go to the chat. Sheehan, you are 100% correct. There we go. Thank you. It's the best app. Whoa, which one? It's not. Let's see what here. Does the canvas have pages? No, and I just thought it did. You gotta create a whole another canvas. I think it just works based on a canvas, not pages, right? That's crazy. Typically, as an artist, you only have the one canvas that you work on. One work of art is not many pages. True. No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. I like people who bring some sensibility to the situation. Because I'll just go. It's the best. You should really hate a pencil and a sheet of paper then. I do, which is why I don't use them no more. It's not a notebook. It's just a canvas. Nazoni says it's not a notebook. It's the canvas. One step above piece of paper is layer. Artists learn their medium. Have you seen some of the amazing drawing artists have been doing on Supernotes? Crazy good. Yeah, I have. And when I started my rant, I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen these people doing these things, especially on the marketing. I skipped a bunch of chat. Okay, let's go back. Okay, I think I left off at second that, George. Go off. All right, sure, please. Dr. Ling says, surprisingly remarkable got a shapes before Supernote. Yes. And you know what's funny about that is that it ain't even done well with Remarkable, but at least they did it. I mean, you know what? I guess it's done well. I wish it was done well. I love the way Boox implements their shapes, though. I just wish it was more responsive. George says, I am right in assuming the pencil option is in Atelier and not in the note writing app. Why would they not include it there? True, it's not a pencil app in the Notes app, which is ridiculous. But they have a pen in the drawing app. I am Kit Vlad, Vlad's professional for artists all like it. So yeah. Well, yeah, to each their own. I think it's garbage, but that doesn't mean everybody has to think it's garbage. I'm just telling people my personal opinion. Vlad's wife too. Oh, yeah. See, what do I know? I'm not an artist. I'm just a guy who needs drawings done, and I can't do them because I don't have the tools. That's all. And I wish it had the tools. But I do have the tools. I'm ranting about it, but I got it done. I went straight to the 10.3 and got her done. Happy New Year. Thanks, Joe. Joe says, one regular Supernote user whose YouTube channel is something like Entry Line often displays incredible drawings she's created with the Nomad. Stunning, truly work of art. Like I said, I've seen the marketing. People on mountains. They're drawing scenery. They're cold, but they're enjoying themselves clearly because they're in the cold doing it. It's just, I just think it's garbage. I think it's straight trash. All right. How about this? Could two things be true at the same time? Could it be total trash and they still like it? Yeah. Both of those things can be true at the same time. The app can be trash, and it is, but people can still like it. And I don't fault no one for liking trash. One man's trash is another person's whatever. However the saying goes. I won't be using it because it's trash, but I guarantee you this. Those people who are creating beautiful works of art on a Supernote would be creating beautiful works of art no matter what medium they chose. I would argue that as well. They're just choosing to make their beautiful works of art on a piece of trash. It's okay. They love it. I'm okay with that. I will never do it because I got technical things to draw. I'm not drawing lakes and yurts in the Adirondacks. I'm getting technical things done. So, okay, thank you, Mike. And the Manta is less sticky to start, sort of pre-brawling in. Yeah, it is. The Manta is less sticky to start. I love that. It took days to work in the Manta, but the Nomad, but the Manta was good to go in like an hour. What else we got here? And thanks, Mr. Mike, for letting me know there was tons of chat I missed. I appreciate that, brother. That sounds great. I'm eagerly awaiting for the delivery of the Manta in this case, Mike. Thanks. Sorry, just checked. The Manta's artist channel is called Entry Line. Yeah, I like Entry Line. We featured Entry Line on here. We didn't go to Entry Line's channel. We went to Entry Line's Reddit. And we hung out there for a minute looking at her pictures. We complained about the pictures too. That's just what I do. That's just we love the pictures. We just wish that they could be clicked on and expanded and we can view them in their full glory. She agreed. Moving on. I love Atellier, Mr. Mike says. Of course you do. Does it cover? I think we got to the canvas thing. Have we caught up? Yeah, we caught up. He left over the last part is another person's treasure. I don't think the way Remarkable or Supernote does shapes is particularly good, to be honest. It is not. It is not. Adding a pen box for shapes is distasteful to their devs for whatever reason. They're just wrong. I agree, Jay. And welcome, Jay. Allner, hello, how you doing? Thanks for joining the chat. Appreciate you. I think some folks really enjoy the challenge. And like I said, those people would draw beautiful things on no matter what. They could be drawing in some mud and they would look. It's some people who could just make things look good, right? No matter what they're drawing on, it's going to look good. I think the Supernote is one of those things. Nazoni says, have I missed you doing artwork on the 10.3? Yeah, he's drawing some phallic. It was phallic. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't a phallus. How about that? I don't think though. All right, we call up a chat. Listen, Mr. Mike, I appreciate you. Thank you for getting me squared away there. I think that was all we were trying to get to is the end of that thing where I was showing the pressure sensitivity of the Lamy, which, like I said, I'm loving that pen, and I find new things out about that pen. Every few weeks, I find something new out that just makes me love it even more. And with that said, what else we got here? Just check the old list. Let's check the old options list, chat. Let's check the old options list. How we doing? We lose people? Don't even know. I'll have to check in when we get. I can't believe that happened to me. I literally can't believe that happened to me. And the history isn't helping me at all. Yep. The history isn't helping me at all. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, is this it? No, it's not it. My bad. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. Well, hey, let's see what we got left on the list. And I think that might have been it. You know what? We're going to do comments. We were supposed to do comments last time. We didn't do it. Oh, the Kindle app. Okay. Let's do that. My bad. Thank you for saying that, because I was going to do comments and then do other thing, and we do the Kindle app, and I'd forgot. So let's do the Kindle app. Thanks, brother. 35. Oh, we doing good. People that's just joining. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Rants About Tech live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till kind of like whatever. Saturdays, 7 p.m. Do the weekend wrap up. Although this week wasn't much to wrap up, we're gonna do it anyway. I'll be here at 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and do the Kindle. Let's get this garbage Atellier off this screen. Where's the Kindle at? Oh, I don't even. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do not use the Supernote to read. That's another part of the Supernote I think is straight trash. Is the reading app. It's just not enough options for me. Not enough options. Apps. Let's see what we got here. Why? I don't want to do that. I just want to. Okay, there we go. All right. That is so janky. That is so janky. It has to be added to the list before you can pick it. That's crazy. I think I knew that at some point. You know what we're going to do, though? We're going to do this the right way. We're going to do this the right way. Oh, that's so. I'm so upset about that. I'm so upset about that. George, your request has brought something to light that just oh my goodness. Of course you love Atellier, Mr. Mike. Of course you love it. You love Penstar. We get it. We get it. We get it. All right. So what we're gonna do is let's back up a little bit, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a proper showdown, right? Let's do a proper showdown. Kindle Villa. Oh, clearly my fingers are not. Oh, do I have to? I have to sign in? What? Why? Let's try this one more time. Okay, let me sign into my account. Jeez, I'll be right back. Do I even remember my? Okay, I'm hoping this works. Oh, it didn't. Oh, is it a C? Oh, it is. Okay, all right. I can't even. Hold on, Chad. Let me get this fixed up. Holy. All right. This is so hard. Signing up for this. I don't know why they got it so small, but it's so small. Like it's uncomfortably small. Like why? All right. Oh boy. There is no way. Holy cow. All right, chat. All right, George. I wanted to do it for you, George. Maybe you know what I'll do, George? We'll do that next time. Because I gotta sign into accounts here, and I know that live does not want to see me signing into accounts on this thing. So George, my bad. It's gonna be a little more of a task for me to do that. But I'll get signed in on the Kindle app on both my Manta and my Nomad. So the next live, I'll be prepared to show off the Kindle app on both, and then we could do a speed test side by side comparison between those two apps. Cool, George. That means you're gonna have to join us Saturday night, George, 7 p.m. Okay, if you can't join Saturday night, 7 p.m., the replay will have it. And if you really want to see a live demo, we'll probably do more Monday. No, we won't. CES. I'm gonna be at CES. This is gonna be the last thing on my mind Monday. But George, Saturday, George. If you can join or catch the replay after Saturday, we'll do it there. We'll definitely take care of that then. All right, man. What time is it? It's almost 12:30. Listen, chat. We went today. What are we at? What are we at right now, crew, brother? If you're still in the chat, where we at right now? I think we did good. I think we did good today. Let's get this outro going. I mean, I think we got what do we have? Bam. I think we did good today, chat. 7 p.m. Eastern time, George. Saturdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time is what time we do the live Rants About Tech live. Every week. We do a weekly wrap up. But this week we're gonna do a weekly wrap up and some Kindle stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be great. You guys join. Like I said, thank you guys for joining me on this first live of the new year. You guys made it awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for participating in the chat. The chat was off the chain today. I really appreciate you guys going all out. Oh, comments. Do we have more? Oh no, we caught up. We got caught up. George says, sorry for aiding you unearth more discomfort. It's okay. It's okay. Once you use Atellier, you're automatically signed with Kindle. That's crazy. BM, the Kindle app, how should I feel and how will I feel if it's off to Boox 4C? The Kindle app, how should I feel and how will I feel? Oh, well, I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, I've never used the Kindle app on the Supernote, as you can tell. And thank you for trying. Okay, Jay, thank you. I appreciate it for putting me back on. Did I miss a comment though? Oh yeah, EST. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are having a great 2025. It's going to be an awesome 2025 for the channel. Thanks for everyone for being a part of what's going on. Join the Discord if you're a member. There's a post for members in the post section. There's a link there for Discord. Come join the Discord. Have some fun. We're hanging out there, having fun, talking, exchanging information, just random stuff. It's fun. It's fun. It's a good time. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining. And until tomorrow night at 7 p.m., I'll be here again. And then after that, it's straight to CES. I'll be doing lives from CES. I'll be doing some videos from CES. So everything will be from CES after this weekend. All right, everyone. Happy New Year. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a great day. And until next time, take care.